A reading from 1 Samuel 20 verses 1 to 42. Jonathan and David were best friends. It didn't matter to Jonathan that one day David would be king over Israel and take the place of his own father, King Saul. Jonathan would always do what was best for his friend because he loved David and knew that God was with him. King Saul, on the other hand, was so jealous of David that he wanted to kill him. David feared for his life. He asked Jonathan, "Why does your father want to kill me? And what have I done to make him so angry?" Jonathan was surprised by David's question. "How do you know my father wants to kill you? He promised me he was not mad at you anymore and would never hurt you." But David was convinced that Saul hated him. So the two of them came up with a plan that would prove whether or not David was in real trouble with King Saul. When they were done discussing the plan, David hid and Jonathan returned home to his father, and so the plan moved forward. David did not show up for an important dinner with the king and his family, even though everyone was expecting to see him. If the king asked why David was not at the dinner, Jonathan was to tell the king that he was attending the feast with his own family. The hope was to find out if Saul was angry with David or not. As the dinner went on, the king could not help but notice that David was not sitting in his place at the table. He asked Jonathan, "Where is David and why is he not here?" Jonathan wasn't even finished explaining when the king became very angry. He was so filled with hate that he picked up his spear and hurled it at his own son. Jonathan knew without a doubt that David was in real danger. David, still hiding, waited for the signal that would tell him whether or not it was safe that he came out. Jonathan would shoot 3 arrows close to the target if David was safe, but he would shoot them past the target if he was in danger. Jonathan shot the arrows far into the distance. David now knew the truth. Saul wanted to kill him. As soon as he was sure he would not be seen by anyone, David came out from where he was hiding and fell on his face to the ground before Jonathan, filled with love and thankfulness for his friend and what he had done for him. The two friends held each other and cried over Saul's actions. The king had not only rejected David, but wanted to kill him. Now, the two friends and their two families would be separated forever. David cried even more than Jonathan. So Jonathan truly loved David as his own soul. He knew that God was with David and that he would be king over Israel. Not only had Jonathan protected David with his own life, but he continued to stand by David till the very end. The last recorded words of Jonathan to his beloved friend were, "Go in peace, for we have sworn friendship with each other in the name of the Lord, saying, the Lord is witness between you and me, and between your descendants and my descendants forever." Then David left, and Jonathan went back to the town.